Lovely, good afternoon. Hi, Pep. A point tomorrow night means you progress to the knockout stages of this competition. It's something that you've achieved in every season of management so far. And I just wondered how much of an achievement and how proud you are of that record.
I had the feeling completely different, like when I start managing Champions League in Barcelona, that every season is tougher to qualify for the group stage and go to the last 16. The opponents, the managers, the players, the competition is tougher and tougher. So then tomorrow we have our first match ball to qualify for the next round in February. That would be for the club absolutely so good for the players, and we're going to try it.
And you come up against Mauricio Pochettino as you did when he was manager of Spurs in this competition as well. Is he the same manager that you met back in 2019?
No, I'm pretty sure the managers every year are better. So every season goes through. You have a lot of learnings every season, and I'm pretty sure he's an excellent manager.
Thanks, Pep.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ben. Ian Laderman.
Hi, Pep.
Hi.
The first game was a great game. It was a game that you could have won. We love Pochettino in this country for his football and for his personality. He hasn't won anything. Is it possible to be an elite coach without winning a major trophy? And also, what are the challenges of facing a Pochettino team?
Yeah, you can be a top manager and win a title, of course. So the managers that have the chance to win the titles because you are in the top clubs with good investments and exceptional players. Otherwise, the managers is impossible to win. So, but that doesn't mean the managers are even in Championship or in the Premier League and not in the six. In top of the league, can be an excellent managers in tactics ways and communication and leading the teams and the human beings. Of course, it's not necessary to be a good manager to win titles.
And the challenges of facing a Pochettino team, whether it be PSG or his old Tottenham team, what are the challenges?
Well, it's completely different countries and different players and different shapes, and yeah, it's completely different. So even with the same manager, same team, with 1 year for another one can be different because the new players or many things can happen. Imagine the situation is different. So yeah, I think it's different completely what faced Tottenham when he was there.
Thank you, Ian. Michael Gray. You're on mute, Michael. You're on mute, mate.
Hi, Pep.
Hi.
Pep, most sides that come to the Etihad sit back and make it very difficult for your team to break them down. This Paris Saint-Germain team are going to be a lot different to that with the forward players that they have. Do you have to set up a little bit differently?
Listen, Michael, when we are 6 seasons in one team, we face all different ways to face our opponents. So in 6 years, we play, I don't know how millions games we play together, and we play teams like here aggressive, and other ones set back, and other ones. So, and I know everyone knows the quality and the personality and that the PSG, his players, and they have. So, and of course, will be completely different. Like, for example, last game against Everton, because the managers are different, especially the players that Everton had. To put an example for the last game, no, I don't. Of course, I'm not judging absolutely anything. The players like tomorrow going to face is completely different.
Thank you, Michael. John Murray, BBC.
Hello, Pep. Could I ask, you often talk about Chiki Bergeristan and the relationship that you have. Does that, how much easier does it make your job that you have that relationship with the man directly above you, who you know so well, Because I imagine that there will be creative tensions. You won't agree on everything.
You cannot imagine, John. One of the reasons why I extend 2 times my contract with Chick is here. So we met each other. I have 15 right now. When I have 19 years old, I met him. So since then, we have been close friends, and we work together incredibly well. In the fact that when we are winning, we try to analyze why. When we are losing, we are going to try why, and no one judge the other one is good or bad. I've been judged for a result about our capacity. Him and me, both we work for the best for this club. So, and above all that is the fact that he's the most humblest person I ever met. So never go to the media. Always the successes for the other ones. He's always behind the scenes. And you don't find this type of people in this world, that the egos always are so high. And I put that example for myself. So he's an exceptional. So what he has done in Barcelona, creating one of the best teams all the time, and now what he has done here, working here for these years. So, and always is behind the scenes. He doesn't wanna, he always gives the credit for the players, of course, for the managers, for the chairman, for the CEO, and always is there. So that's why it's a pleasure, of course, work with him, because I can do my job completely free, accepting the good moments, the bad moments, sharing together. And in the bad moments, it's closer than ever. And in the good moments, we celebrate with a good glass of wine. And that's why it's a joy to work here and people like Chiqui.
Could I just follow up on that, Pep, as well? Does it surprise you that more of the other top clubs, very simply, don't try and have that sort of relationship between manager and director of football? Or is it very easy to say that, but very difficult to find those characters and those relationships?
Well, it's difficult to find, because I said before, John, so we met, I have 19 years old, it's, it's almost 30 years. We met each other, we played together. We had a relation in a sport director and manager in Barcelona. He trusts me when I was anyone in the world football in the managerial career. I was anyone, just training in 4th division. And he trusts me. I could choose many incredible managers in that time. And what can I say? My gratitude will be eternal. So without him, I would not be here. That's for sure. And he showed me, especially in the bad moments, who he is. So, but not for myself. I think Man City is incredible lucky to have this person, how settled, how always thinking academy, how support Jason Wilcox for the academy, how they are working. So many things I see behind the scenes. I know exactly what he's doing for the club, and never put him in front. What happened in the other relations, and I would say that is the ideal situation. When a sport director trusts with the manager, has to trust 100% on the other circumstances. But he knows, I know, if we don't win, he will be sacked, I will be sacked. So that we know everyone. But until that moment, the sport director has to support the manager absolutely in everything, because after that, with that, the players know it, the people know it, and there is not, a bad influence from external to internal positions, and this is so important.
Thank you, John. Simon Baskowski.
Hi, Pep. You've coached Lionel Messi. You've coached teams against Lionel Messi. What have you found is the best plan to try and limit his influence in a game?
It's so difficult. If sometimes when he has the ball, he doesn't know what he's going to do. Imagine he has to know what he's going to do. There's one player you can say, no, he's going to right or left. When he has the ball, not even him knows exactly what he's going to do. I cannot tell the player is going to do, him. But it happened with Neymar, Mbappe, with Di Maria, with all the players up front with this team. So every player could be completely a star, and every team around the world, and all 4 are in the same team. So, but in the same times, still I'm glad and happy that still he's playing the level he plays and the quality. So, would be nice to face him again.
Thanks, Simon. Stuart Brennan.
Hi, Pep.
Hi.
Hi. We just spoken to Ilkay. Now he's a
Stuart, we've lost you.
Line. Internet doesn't work in a steward house.
Stuart, are you still there? Okay, we'll come back to you in a second. I'm going to promote Pierre Mizunio. 1 second, Pierre. Andy Hampton will go to you next.
Okay, thank you. Hi, Pep. Just to check on any team news, please. Jack Grealish wasn't involved at the weekend. How is he?
He's much better. We'll see today how does he feel.
Okay, and any other issues at all coming out of the weekend? For the
No,
team?
unfortunately, Kevin is not available, and some niggles for some players. Tomorrow we'll have the last game, last training. Maybe tomorrow train 2. We'll see, and tomorrow we'll decide the
Okay,
11 players is going to start to play.
Just on Kevin, when does his isolation end? When do you get him back?
I don't know. I think when we'll do the last PCR test after 8-10 days, and will be negative, he will be back.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Stuart, we've got you back.
I'm back. Okay.
Don't you pay the bill, Stuart? What happened at home?
No, never,
Huh?
never.
Oh God.
Ilkay Gundogan is a player that you pick for most Champions League games. If he's available, you seem to play him. Does he have specific qualities that you think make him specially suited to Champions League European football?
I could say 1,000 arguments. I would say top class player, huge mentality. He controlled the pressure better than anyone else. He gives us incredible alternatives in many positions, and is so smart. So yeah, top class player. So I rely on him 100%, not just in Champions League games and in most of the games. He's a incredible teammate. That's why he was selected like a vice captain. So yeah, he has everything as a football player, human being. It's a joy to work with him.
Thank you, Stuart. Pierre? If you want to unmute yourself, Pierre. Pierre Etienne. You're on mute.
Sorry, do you hear me?
Now, yeah.
Hello, Pep. When you play, when your team plays without a striker, what are the best solution, the best way to put in trouble the defense of the opposing team? And what do you ask specifically to the attacking midfielder when they play without a striker?
Listen, without a striker is when one striker in that position drop a little bit, is like without a striker. So normally the striker is in the box waiting the crosses and being there. And sometimes because we don't have a proper striker, okay, Gabriel could play, but also he enjoy to play more wider. So sometimes the players play the attacking midfielder or strikers drop, but we want 3 strikers in the same time. So they drop, but they have to get to the box. Otherwise, you cannot score a goal. So also it depends on the quality of the players. So when you tell me about false striker, tell me the name, which player I'm talking about. And after we can say, or we can talk about he can play in that position, he cannot play in that position. So, but when a fullback go in central positions, could say he's attacking midfielder and he's fullback. So the play is moving and the ball is moving and the positions you occupied it depends on the movements of the opponent, the movements of doing as a team related with yourself, with your teammates. So in the tactical board you put the names, but after they move, the ball move, and after everyone is free to play, and everyone has permission to arrive to the box, and everyone has permission to run backwards to help to the team. This is the idea that we have since 6 years ago.
Thank you. Last question we'll take from TV2 Norway, Arilas.
Hi, Pep.
Hi.
On Monday, the Ballon d'Or will be awarded again after a year's break. For the last 12 years, we've seen Messi and Ronaldo dominate in a way that is maybe difficult to imagine in the future. But if you were to choose 2 players having that battle for the next 10 years, who do you think it would be?
I don't imagine. What these two guys has done will be almost impossible to imitate them. Impossible. So maybe I will see it, but I don't think so it's going to happen. So score this amount of goals, amount of titles they both have done. So it's so difficult. It's unique. I think it's unique to find in all history two players like Cristiano and Messi do what they have done.
Hi, Ilkay. We've heard some of your teammates talk about this before, but I just wondered for you personally how much of a driving force it is this season, having been beaten in the final last year.
To be honest, it's every year something that me personally, but I also think that us as a group, are targeting, to proceed as far as possible in this competition. I mean, we have also some sort of responsibility, I guess, because of the qualities that all the individuals, of this team brings. They bring with them. So I just think that having that game of the final, last season still in our minds, will give us some more motivation, even though it's not needed. But I think that once you was in the final, once you was able to play it, that you always want to go back. I feel privileged that I was able to play twice in the final. Unfortunately, I lost both finals. So of course, there's still something left, in this competition for me to achieve, and I'll try my best to get again to that final. Whether it's this year or another year, I don't know, to be honest, or maybe never. But I think it's always about, that will to go as far as possible, to do as well as possible, and with the right combination of maybe having a little bit luck, but then also the right ideas, the right players, with the right qualities. I think it's able to do. We can be able to do it. So that should be always the target for us, I think.
John Murray at 5 line, please.
Hi, okay. Marco Verratti had a fine game, didn't he, in Paris in the first match in the group? Playing in the same area of the field. Can you give us a bit of an appreciation of his game? What's special about him? Do you think he's playing at the moment as well as you've seen him?
Yeah, he had a great game. Unfortunately, I was not able to play in the first leg because of injury, but I've of course watched it at home, and I totally agree that he did really well. He didn't lose any ball in the center of the game. It feels like he loves situation, where he is under pressure from, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 opponents, and he's still able to choose the right solution, for every single action. We will be ready to face him again in that game, and we're gonna expect similar qualities of him again. We need to be ready. But from my experience playing a similar position where it gets always tighter and tighter, there's not much space in the center of the game. I know that these kind of situations are kind of the hardest ones, and how he deals with these kind of situations and how he solves them was and is quite impressive.
John Smith at goal, please.
Hi, Ilkay. We saw Cole make his first Premier League start at the weekend. James came off the bench. You train with these academy players a lot. Could you talk a little bit about their quality and the potential that they have?
I mean, the potential, I think it's quite obvious that they have. I think both of these players, and even more, there are also more players, after them. They already showed how much potential they have, I think, and seeing them in every training session, week in, week out, is just a joy, and seeing also how they evolve, how they get better, how they improve in certain situations. It's fun, and they are not just looking at themselves, and seeing their own potential and their own individuals. They are also very important to us, to be honest, because they help us a lot in the training sessions. From time to time, they will get even more important for us. I think Cole already did really well in the games he has played for us. James is just starting now. Phil is the best example, for these kind of guys. I think when they have the right portion of patience, and still the hunger and desire to get better and to adapt to the level, maybe also that we older ones kind of show a little bit. I think they all have a bright future, and they already help us in the training sessions, by supporting us how the opponents might play, in terms of tactical situations. And on top of that, they contribute, themselves. And I think they will just get better. There's more to come. There are more players to come. And obviously we are here to help them, because also this is something that I think our club wants. Our club wants players from the academies getting into the first team, and leaving a mark, as Phil did over the last few years. So I think we can be very happy, and we can feel privileged that we have so many really good players.
Martin Blackburn at the Sun, please.
Yeah, hi, Ilkay. There's been quite a lot said about the fact that
Sorry, Martin, the line's not working for us here, so we'll go to Stu Brennan and then we'll try you again.
Over the summer.
You cannot move. Oh, really?
Stu, if we can go with you while Martin's line's getting fixed, please.
That's the most sense Martin's ever made, I think.
When you're ready, Stu.
Oh, obviously, hi, Ilkay.
Hi.
Obviously, you only need a point to go through in the group. But how important is it when you're playing a big opponent like PSG to set down a marker for the rest of the competition?
That's what this competition is about, to play against the best teams in the world, against the best players in the world. And I think PSG is definitely belonging to these best teams. So it's a great game for us. It's really a great game. I think also in terms of what to expect also in the near future in this competition, when once the group stage is done, obviously it's not yet done for us. We still need 1 point, but as I said before, that's all what this competition is about, and we're looking forward to it. It's gonna be a joy for us to play against these kind of teams, and seeing also ourselves how we gonna be able to deal with these kind of opponents.
Martin, your picture's still flickering a little bit from my side, but if you want to try again, and we'll go from there.
Can you hear me, guys? Was that any good?
There we go.
Okay. I was just asking Ilkay about the fact that City didn't buy a striker in the summer. You're all having to sort of chip in with the goals, but how is that as a midfielder, not having that focal point in the team?
So far actually is okay. We played nearly the whole of last season without a striker. We had Sergio, who was injured for quite a while, last season. So we somehow had to adapt, and I feel like that we did it quite well. Players like me, who play an offensive midfielder role, were able to approach into opponents' boxes, and to get into more situations, goal-scoring situations, getting more opportunities. And probably this is also a reason why I was able to score more goals last season than ever, just because of the fact of getting into more situations like that. And this year is again quite similar. I think the experience of last season shows that we are able to deal with it. And to be honest, I had to answer this question quite often this season as well, but it's not really something that is going on in my mind. It's not something that I'm thinking about game by game, because just of the fact that that I'm used to it already now, and we just try to make the best out of the situation.
Guys, we've got quite a lot of hands and we do have to make way for the manager at the moment. So we'll go to Mike McGrath and then we'll take anything we've got in French.
Hi, Ilkay.
Hi.
João Cancelo is in really good form at the moment. Can you, as a teammate, have you seen a lot of progress in him since he's arrived? And just if you could just tell us what kind of a person is he like around the training camp?
He's a very funny person. He likes to joke around with the other players. It's so obvious that he loves football so much, because everywhere he is, a ball is quite near, whether it's in the changing room or in the gym, and then of course on the pitch as well. I think the thing with João is that he really was able in the last few months, I would say, he was able to minimize mistakes and to maximize the outcome of his individual situations. He is, rarely losing a ball, and with the ball, it feels like that he's always able to find solutions, whether it's a dribbling, whether it's a pass, a decisive moment like he had in all of the recent games, with assisting so many goals and also scoring. So he really is a joy to watch at the moment. He is an attacking fullback, I would say, but then also in one-on-ones defending, he's quite strong, and that gives us, I think, the right balance, and he became a very, very important part of our game. He's crucial, and hopefully he's going to be able to maintain that level of form, because that will help us, to achieve even more wins in the season, and can be also crucial for us.
I'll go to Pierre at the keep, please. Hello, Ilkay. When you play without a striker, what is the best way to put the defense of the opposing team in trouble? And when you play without a striker, what is your main mission when you are in an attacking position, personally?
I think when you don't have a real strike on the pitch, you still need to be careful that once you are able, to break through lines, opponents' lines, when your wingers are able to put a cross in, or I don't know, the decisive pass is coming into opponent's box, you still need to have players in the box. I think that's quite important. You need to have players who are able to approach into the box, who are able to fill out the spaces in there, and also players who are able to score. I think our game is quite flexible nowadays. We have a few players who are able to adapt up front, and who are able to get into the right situations. And I feel like at the moment that's what it's about. Doesn't matter who it is at the end of the day. You need to have players up front once you're able to break through, and then this is gonna get you goals.